Hey, 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 everybody. It is Team Week. Yay! So excited that it's Team Week. I'm looking for you guys to be jumping on here with me as we get started tonight. We have some special stuff we're going to share with you. I see you're coming on. Be sure you're commenting in there, letting us know that you are here, letting us know what team you're on, letting us know what you're excited about for Team Week, because I am super excited about all those great new offers that we have today. All right, time to be honest. Like fess up. How many you've already ordered a Super Crispet and a garlic keeper? Because those are things we've been looking for, that everybody wants, and we're going to share those with lots and lots of people. So the garlic keeper, as I mentioned earlier, is while supplies last. There's not a huge quantity of those. They've assured us that they have quite a few of the Crispets. I'm waiting to get a countdown of how many have already sold today since it opened at noon. But I'm going to tell you, those are going to go fast. Don't wait. We want to make sure that we are sharing that with all of your customers. And maybe let's have a little contest to see who can do the most of these. So tonight we are here to talk about Team Weeks and what Team Weeks is and what you can do to make sure that you have the best Team Weeks ever. I do have a couple of things that I want to take care of before we get to that. And then I'm going to share at the end some things that we have coming up that are going to help you even more to have a fantastic finish to your second half of September. Because remember, the second half of the September is my birthday, and it's also somebody that's going to be coming on to share with you's birthday as well. But on Tuesday night, we had our pop-up kitchen. Were you on the pop-up kitchen? If you were, go ahead and let us know in the comments that you were there. But we discovered something about StreamYard that we didn't realize. And, one of the things, as you can see across the bottom, there is this thing, before you can leave a comment, and we know that you've left a comment. Facebook is really funny, and they don't like anybody else on Facebook except Facebook. So they actually don't let us see who's on the stream in the feed unless you give permission. So right there on the page, as you came onto where we are broadcasting, it should have a little thing that's popped up that says give StreamYard.com permission. And you just click on that, and StreamYard.com/Facebook. Click on that, and it says you agree to let StreamYard have access to your ID, your face, and you click yes to that, and then your name will show up in the feed and everybody can see it. So anyway, we discovered that on Tuesday night at our pop-up kitchen, that if you didn't do that, we can't see you were watching until after it's over. So we had a little mix up on our guests that were on. I had done a drawing for our all-in-one shaker and our all-in-one mate, and we missed about half the people because they hadn't given us permission. So I have all of their names here, and there were 10 guests on. One of them won the other night, so she doesn't get to be in it again, but the other 9 are in the thing. And Charlie's going to run the randomizer for me over there. So over in Studio B, Charlie Brown, what is the lucky number 1 to 9? And the lucky number is 3, he says, 3. So Kimberly Rowan, you are the winner of our second guest drawing that we had, and you are going to be getting one of those all-in-one shakers and all-in-one mates from me. So thanks for being a part of it. A reminder that we have another pop-up kitchen coming up that first week of October. It'll be that Tuesday, the first week of our October sales month. And right now I don't have the date in front of me because I'm been packing like crazy to get ready to go to our Create workshop in Ringgold, Georgia. And so my brain is on overload with that, but we'll be posting the dates and information about that. And you can start inviting people to be a part of that as well. So time for us to move on to Team Weeks. Team Weeks is the last 2 weeks of September. These next 2 weeks, we are officially in Team Weeks. It's September the 18th through the 28th, and we are September 15th through the 28th. And this is really where we are kind of getting in shape. We are building our endurance. We're building our mojo. We're building our knowledge so that we can run right into Record Breaker month in October. It's a huge month. You're not going to want to miss out Monday morning. I'm going to be coming live to share with you some really exciting news about what's coming for October as well, so that you can start filling up that first week of October. But if you aren't working right now, I'm going to tell you guys, you are going to miss out. So we're going to be sharing some tips and training with you tonight. And then next week, every single day, one of our incredible directors is going to be coming to you live right here on Facebook. They are going to be sharing some tips and some ideas with you. They're going to dig into it. So tonight, I think of it like the commercial or the Cliff Notes. Actually, that's what Aubrey and I were talking. I said, it's kind of like the Cliff Notes of what we're going to talk to you about. So you're going to get a little taste of some stuff tonight, but you're definitely going to want to set your notifications up at the top to all, because you do not want to miss out. And you're going to want to be coming back and checking every single day to make sure, what did I miss? Because you want to be part of that training. And of course, you're going to want to be making comments. There's going to be some little challenges that go out with those, and you're not going to want to miss out on those either. All right. So right now I'm going to bring all of our featured speakers on here with me, because we're going to have a little fun. Oops, I don't want that one. We're going to have a little fun here, because have you ever heard that that thing like, we've got spirit? Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you? Okay. So Terry and I are going to do it first, and then Michelle and Aubrey are going to come back and they are going to answer it. All right, so let's try this. We'll try it a couple of times, Terry. And then those of you watching, you got to pick a team and you got to cheer as well. Okay, so Terry, we're going to go first. You ready? Okay. We've got spirit. We've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you?
We got spirit.
Yes, we do. We got spirit. How about you?
All right, that was pretty good. We'll do it one more time, and we'll see if we can get everybody. I'm listening for all of you that are watching us right now. All right, Terry, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We've got
spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit.
How about you? Obviously, we're all streaming at different speeds, right?
We got spirit. How about you? We got spirit. Yes, we do.
All right, that's it. That's awesome, guys. And we hope you're doing the same thing out there and so we can hear you cheering for your team. And really and truly, in the chat, you can be cheering for your team. So go ahead and cheer for your director in the chat as well, because like I said, next week you're going to get to hear from all of our directors with some great tips. Actually, for 10 days worth of tips, you're going to be hearing some great things. But right now, I'm going to share with you I'm going to let somebody start with sharing with you a little bit about the importance of setting goals. So right now, I'd like to turn the camera over completely to the one and only amazing director of Flyaway Sales, Terry Bird.
Good evening, everybody. So I just want to share a little bit about me for those that don't know. I started in birthday month, which we have several big months throughout the year. And I started when I went to the party. I was not going to sell. I was not going to have a party. I ended up signing up, and here comes birthday month. It's my first month, and it's birthday month. So they had trained on creating goals. Well, I created a goal for my personal self because I didn't have a team. However, shortly afterwards, I started recruiting people, so I changed it for my team. So I'm going to encourage you, for going into October, I want you to create goals for yourself, but for your team. Even if you don't have anybody on your team, your goal chart needs to be for you and your team. And I'm going to share an example of one. But that particular month was my first month in the business. And I sold $5,000 personally, and my team did $9,800. It's important to create goals and include your family. Maybe you don't have a husband, maybe you don't have children. Get your best friend involved, whoever it may be, but create a goal that is beyond your comfort zone. So mine that month was to do 10,000 personal. I switched gears personally because of the fact that I was recruiting so many people, and I went into the DIQ program. But my kids had never been away from me. For 3 years, my daughter was my sidekick. My kids were used to doing everything with me, and now I'm leaving to go do parties, and they're like, what? So I created a goal chart, and I included them in my challenge. If I did 10,000 that month, that's when Wiis were really popular, and I was going to buy them a Wii. So they were excited when I was going to a party because they knew, hey, if mom makes this goal, then we get a gift. So when I would come home, my middle child would be like, Mom, how much did you sell? Did you recruit anybody? And he would get so excited, he'd want to color in the goal chart. So when you include the people that you love and the people that maybe you're going to share that with, maybe it's your best friend, you guys are going to go away on a trip if you make your goal. So I'm going to share the goal chart that I did for October for myself, my team. And keep in mind, guys, it's not just about sales. You also want to have a goal for recruiting as well. So make that goal chart for that as well. And like I said, even if you don't have a team, you need to create that goal chart. So I just want to show you what mine is. And I even have on the chart what the reward's going to be if my team makes their goal, if I make my goal, what it is we are going to do. So obviously I'll have to share this with my team. Now, like I said, you may not have a team yet, but when you're focusing and your goal is on you and your team, you'd be amazed at how those recruits will come when you have a different mindset. But this is my October goal chart. But you know what? We have 2 weeks in September, and maybe you're not where you want to be. So why not create that goal chart for September and challenge yourself to go outside your comfort zone and make a goal chart just for the last 2 weeks and how much you're going to do for the last 2 weeks. So this way you will be able to reach for something. It's not going to maybe be as high as you would like for a whole month, but maybe it's just go out to dinner to a restaurant that you've wanted to try for a really long time with somebody special or whatever the case may be. But actually make a reward at the end. So this way you're rewarding yourself and you push harder. But make sure you share your goal with whoever it is that you're going to include in the reward. So this way they can hold you accountable and keep cheering you on the whole way.
All right. I love those ideas, love that visual that you use that, and I remember when Terry came in, and I remember her coming to that first meeting that we had in person, and then leaving that night with this mission that she was going to do this. And she, every week she had that chart in front of her and her family, and, that's how you make big goals happen. So guys, take this message that she's sharing with you and really utilize it for yourself as well. And think about, how much money do you want to make? And then what's it going to take for that to happen? But you know what? You're going to want to tune in next week when Terry comes back on Monday to share with you, because she's going to be sharing with you really a little bit more in detail about how you break those goals down and how you find time to make those goals happen as well. And some tricks of the trade so that you can make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. So show her some love, everybody in the chat. Let Terry know you appreciate her sharing with us, and be sure to tune in next week when she comes back and shares with you as well. All right. So guys, what I want to share with you right now real quickly is a glimpse at some things that we have going on, because once again, what's in it for you is always the most important question. Everybody always listens to the same radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me. So this week, and this week only, when you submit $200, you're going to have a chance to get not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 of our 16-ounce eco tumblers for the grand total price of just $5. So that's $1 a bottle. And just think what you can do with those bottles. I mean, if you've got kids, of course, everybody can take a bottle. If you've got extra folks in your family, but these are also going to be great that you can use as little booking gifts. A little bit earlier tonight, I showed you how to do shrink wrap. You could shrink wrap these. You could use those at some of your vendor events with a little card with a date that you want to book a party, and you could use them as booking bonuses. And at a buck a bottle, that you can't beat that, right? And speaking of vendor events, that's going to be a great place for you to meet some new people. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. I want to share one more little slide with you about this beautiful necklace. And if you are wanting to be proud out loud and get out there, and if you didn't see this earlier, this is an exclusive offer from me and Charlie as well, because this week, we're just asking you to do a little bit more, maybe that one party this week. And if you don't have one, we're going to talk about how you can get one, right? And get that party in there with somebody new. Maybe $250 in sales or more is going to get you this gorgeous Tupperware Team Tea necklace, and it's absolutely free as a gift from me to you. So because you're out there working hard to grow your business. All right, but we've got more to do, right? We've got lots of things that we have going on right now, and we want to get out there and see the people. And I have another one of our incredible directors, the one and only Aubrey Stebbins. She's going to tell you a teeny bit about herself as well, but how she has really grown her business and met new people. And she's really stepped outside her comfort zone this year and done some new things. And I'll let her tell you about that. But Aubrey, share with them how they're going to grow their contacts and meet some new people. Oops, I did the wrong one. Sorry.
Absolutely. So my name is Aubrey Stebbins. I am a director with Team High Altitude. And August was my 3-year anniversary with Tupperware. So I haven't been in that long. And just like Terry said, October birthday month was my first big month as well. So amazing things that are coming. So definitely stick around and hang out with us to learn more. So I am going to share with you guys a little bit about expanding your customer base. Again, this is a Cliff Notes version, so you're going to want to tune in next week. But if you have pen and paper, grab it because I have 5 things that I'm going to share with you tonight, and I'll go into more detail next week on those. But so number 1 is going to be utilize your parties that you're already having to expand that network. You want to personally connect with anyone that clicks going on that event because that showed that if they click going, they are interested in in Tupperware. So having that connection with them, whether they buy something from that party, they date a party, if they don't do anything, you have that connection with them. But you're sending them a direct message or you're adding them on Facebook. That way you can connect with them at a later time about Tupperware. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be follow up with your customers. So customers that are already placing an order, follow up with them and make sure that they're loving their Tupperware and also ask them if they want to host. This is going to be a great way to continue to expand your network because you already know they love Tupperware, they bought from you. And so by having them host a party, that is going to help you grow a larger audience and expand your network. And again, you're going to do number 1 when you have those parties. Number 3 is going to be this is something that I personally do is I add 3 to 5 people as friends on Facebook each day. I try to do it daily, and I try to do folks that have maybe 75 plus mutual friends. So it's going to be someone that might be in your network. Maybe you aren't super close with them, but you have a large amount of friends with them. And so this is going to help expand your network as you're posting on your personal page. Number 4 is going to be utilize your Tupperware logo items. This is big. If you are out in public, if you're shopping, grocery shopping, if you're going to the movies, wherever you're going, wear something Tupperware if you can. Have a logoed bag if you can. Carry catalogs, business cards. Talk Tupperware loud and proud. Have a decal on your vehicle, whatever it is, just for people to see Tupperware, and then they're going to ask. So that's going to help expand your network. And number 5, and this is what Marcia was just saying, I have definitely stepped out of my comfort zone and have done quite a few vendor events where I'm at. And so this is a great way, especially with the holidays coming up. There's going to be Halloween themed, Thanksgiving, Christmas themed vendor events. You want to get connected in your community. This is going to be a great way to get new customers, new people that are going to host for you. Have those in-home parties. I know it's scary. I know I've done a lot of my business on Facebook, but having those in-home parties are going to help build that personal relationship connection with those customers. And you can potentially find new team members this way. So doing those vendor events, I know right now I am still partying on Facebook every week, but I am making sure that I have a vendor event every weekend or every other weekend. That way I am continuously growing my business, handing out business cards, handing out catalogs. You don't have to have a lot of inventory to go to a vendor event. You just need to make sure that you have some way for them to contact you. And you can also have some type of entry or some type of drawing that they can enter, add their name, their email address, phone number, something of that. That way you have a way to connect them back or contact them after the event as well, especially when you see a ton of people. So those are my 5 really quick cliff notes of what I will be expanding more on next week, and maybe a few more.
I love it. And it just makes me so happy to see how much you've grown over these 3 years. Because, she did start right before Record Breaker 3 years ago. And she came in with no intention of selling and just got hooked on the products and wanted more products. And to get more products, you need to have more parties. And the next thing you know, she's a brand new director. And then she's qualifying for a company car. And I got to fly out to Indianapolis, where she was living at the time, to give her that car. So, but everything that she did during that time, because that was like the fall of 2019. And of course, you all know what happened in 2020, and we were all in lockdown. So literally Aubrey's entire business was built on Facebook. It's kind of funny. Everything Terry did to start with, everything was in person. And then everything Aubrey did was on Facebook. And look what that shows, is that you can make this business work either way. Now, Terry does in-home and Facebook, and now Aubrey does Facebook and in-home. So you see, guys, it's all about just being flexible and taking advantage of new opportunities, new ideas, and stretching yourself so that you can grow. Because that's how teams get stronger, is that they push themselves to the limits and they try new things. So thank you, Aubrey. And guys, don't forget, be sure to tune in next week. We'll be giving you a full schedule of who's talking what days and what topics, so you can be sure to look, but you're going to want to see them all. So thanks, everybody. Show some love to Aubrey in the chat as we get ready for our next speaker. And one of the things, of course, that Aubrey was talking about is that all of these new contacts, they are people we want to sell to. They are people we want to offer the opportunity to join us. But, ultimately, we're trying to get people to have parties. And when they have those parties, we want those parties to be the biggest, the best parties ever. And you are in for such a treat with our next speaker. Once again, Cliff Notes, she's going to delve deep into this next week with you guys. But she has learned how to maximize the time in her parties. She learned it first in person, and then she really was one of the first ones who ran with the Facebook party in our company and really tweaked it, because we'd heard about it. We had people doing it, but she started thinking about, like, how can I tweak it to work for me? And she really maximized that so that she could have the biggest parties possible. And she's going to share how she does that. Please give a big welcome to our 5-star director, Michelle Davis.
Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for listening in and joining us. As Marcia said, we're going to be going over this in greater detail next week. But what we're going to talk about is $1,000 parties, how to have a bigger party. And I'll just tell you, I've been in the business, for those of you that don't know me, 24 years. When I first began the business 24 years ago, it was, again, in-home parties only. I was very not tech savvy, so that was a joke to me to even do anything. None of us even had Facebook. It wasn't even a thing. So it was just a reality of doing parties. And my goal for myself every week back in the day, I did work Tupperware for a year while holding down a full-time job with 2 young boys for a year, and just to see if it was going to work for me. And my goal was to do 2 parties a week and to at least do $500 per party. So I always had $1,000 goal from my very beginning when I started in the business. However, that did covert over into turning it into $1,000 party average as the years progressed. That was my goal. That was my goal for every party. We talked about it. We talked about it at the party. We gave gifts back to the host for hitting different things that we asked him to do. Now, of course, virtual is going to be one way and in-home is going to be another, but like we would have 10 guests in attendance. We would have 200 in outside orders. We would have help me get your 2 bookings before I arrive. And they would get a small dating gift for doing all these things that we wanted them to do for them to have a successful party. So again, a Facebook's going to be more numbers. We're going to have more than 10, of course, at a Facebook party. And we'll go into some detail on both of those again next week. Sorry, I got a fly in the house. But honestly, guys, one thing I'll tell you is it seems as if when you talk about $1,000 parties at your party, $1,000 parties kind of begat $1,000 parties, because if they know their sister or their friend or their neighbor or their coworker did $1,000 party, well, then they're like, okay, she did it, I can do this too. And as long as we're there to walk with them hand in hand, show them the goals, show them the host goals. What are they working for? What are the host gift specials? What are the specials going to be? Like right now we have great specials, and then we have awesome ones that are going to be coming out in October as well. So the goal setting is huge, just like Terry was talking about, but you want to do that with your hostess one-on-one. Double host parties is another really big thing, guys, and you can do that virtually or in home. The thing I love about double hosting is if something happens to one of the hostesses, the other host can step up to the plate and take over, and the party doesn't get canceled. So also in doing that, I'll tell you, one of my May birthday months, I held 5 parties. They were double host parties, which means each host was shooting for $1,000 a piece. Each of these hosts hit it, which means 5 times I left my house, $10,000 in sales. Okay. That was probably my most successful month of doing double host parties, but each of the hosts was helping their neighbor or their friend or their sister or their mom or whatever it was. They were co-partnering with them, and okay, if they got their sales, and they'd start helping them get the other sales, because they both wanted to take the full package. And as you guys know, on big months, we have $1,000 levels, and I'm sure October's not going to be any different, where you're going to have big things to give to your hostesses at that level. So you're going to want to have a lot of $1,000 parties, okay? The other thing would be to take your 2 hosts if they didn't hit it and split the gifts, because there'll be enough to split as well. All right, so mystery host parties, it's going to be something we can tap on. I just wrote that down here because, like, multi-event parties, thinking outside the box, using your time wisely, doing one party but doing it with multiple people, like a mystery host, and giving away the prizes. So we'll go into some of that. Incremental sales is also another really big way, and I know I'm just kind of adding this one in there, Marcia, but more than likely by the time we come back to speak to you guys next week, we're going to know more about October, and we can teach you how to do some incremental sales and to do some things like lucky envelope and some ideas to bring in those $1,000 parties. And then finally, you know, guys, we need to finish these last 2 weeks strong. So who you see now, you don't want to wait to date into October. You want to see people now, because if you do that, you're going to be able to front load into the first 2 weeks of October. And front loading is key. You don't want to sit around for the next 2 weeks and then sit around for the next 2 weeks and then try to throw everybody at the end of the month. You really, especially with Facebook parties, you want to keep those in tight. You want to get those in in the next, 3 to 5 days minimum. So you've got time to post in them. And then we'll be helping you with that as well. I think I hit that. Okay, so the front loading is key, and you just want to make sure you're having parties now so that you're seeing the people, so that as soon as this stuff is announced, you're going to be able to tell them, okay, guys, let's date in, and we can play that dating game, and we can get people filled in every single day. What if you had a party every single day in the month of October? Think of what your sales could be.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I almost was kicking you out, and I didn't want to kick you out. But anyway, guys, what Michelle just shared, we lost her. I think she's got somebody at her door.
My dog took my shoe. She was chewing on my shoe.
Well, go get her, right? So just, guys, be sure that you are tuning in next week. Once again, I'll be posting the schedule, so you will know when Michelle's going to be on, so that you can learn all about the details of everything that she just shared with you. But be thinking right now, as she said, what you do right now is going to set you up for October. And we want to have a really strong next 2 weeks. And you want to have a really strong this week, because everybody wants to get those 5 water bottles for $5. And everybody wants to get that necklace as well. And of course, we are going to keep on moving and grooving. Let me add this on here as well, because teamwork is really and truly what it's all about. And, we are working this parties up, and really working to get lots and lots of more parties up. And we did a challenge Monday night, and when we had our Move It Monday, if you missed that, go back and watch the replay. Some great tips and training on our new Go-Go Gadget or MacGyver set, that with our special guest, Dora Neubauer, our regional, was with us. And we talked a lot about that. So go watch it. But we did a challenge for everybody to add new parties into the last 2 weeks of September. And of course, that goes until September the 28th. we have a Google form, and the link for that is on the Hooray group. So you can do that as well. And I had given you until midnight last night, and I extended it until today, and I probably went a little afternoon today. So I got everybody who's registered a party so far. But you know what? And I'm going to do a drawing right now for that garlic keeper that you saw Monday night, and that of course is available for sale today. And then throughout the next week, I am going to be going, and every time we add a certain number of parties, I am going to give away some really cool gifts. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are registering all those parties. So basically, for every 25 parties that we have up, I'm going to give away a prize, and so we want to keep adding more and more and more. Right now, I think we're up to like 35 parties or booked already for the next 2 weeks. And so you want to, if you haven't registered yet, get those in, but keep adding those new parties as well. So I have a thing, and I couldn't figure out how to get this to come onto StreamYard. I don't think there's a way for me to do that. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I can't. So hang on me. No, yes, it works best with 2 monitors, and I don't have 2 monitors. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to take a screenshot, and I'm going to come back and tell you who won, because I've got this all set up over here. I'm going to video, and then I'll replay the video a little bit later for you, because I want to make sure that you all see what we did. Where's that video one there? Oh, come on. My camera's not even working right tonight. Everything's going crazy today. Okay, why is my video not coming on? I don't know. Okay, I'll just do it, and I'll take a picture of it. There we go. All right, so here's our picture of all the people on it. And I'm going to click it, and can y'all hear noise? Can you hear the music? Yeah, so I'm doing it. All right, it's getting ready to take it away. All right, we have a winner, and that winner is, drum roll please, drum roll please. It is Doreen Pelletier. Congratulations, Doreen Pelletier. You are the winner of the garlic keeper. I'll be sending that out to you, and I'm going to go ahead and start some special, adding some new people. Those of you who've already dated are still in it, but we're going to keep adding new datings. And for every 25 that we have registered, we're going to do another drawing. But also wanted to remind you that let's see, where's my slide? Turn my slide. Did I slip a slide? I must have missed that slide. Must not have got it. So every day, for the next 2 weeks, the regionals are going to be doing daily drawing. So I want to make sure that you know about those. So it started today, and at the end of today, Dora's going to run a list of everybody who hit submit today. If you had 200 in sales today, you're going into a drawing for a surprise product. And if you have submitted $500 today, you go into a drawing for a surprise pack, a big box of Tupperware. And Dora always has really nice stuff that she puts in her boxes. So those are going to be going out to everybody. So every day that's going to happen. So what does that mean? You're going to take advantage of all the specials every day. You're going to hit submit every day, and we're going to make big things happen every single day as well. So that's it for tonight, guys. How many parties are you going to date into the next 2 weeks? Be sure you're registering those, and let's make these last 2 weeks of our September fantastic. Tune in next week. Make sure your notifications are set for all so you don't miss out. And let's go ahead and fill up those date books for the next 2 weeks. So great to be here with you tonight, everybody. Have a great, great evening, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye, everybody.